fortunate that you can still walk down the street now and you can say something to somebody about Juneteenth or what do they know about Juneteenth, and they don't know anything, which is not really surprising, but that's just the way it is. But Juneteenth in itself is a celebration of freedom, and when I say celebration of freedom, I'm talking about really freedom. I'm not with the other constitutional rights that you have about freedom. I mean, that's all right, but Juneteenth really expresses true freedom. And that freedom was based on the Emancipation Proclamation that was signed in 1863 by the then President Abraham Lincoln, but the word didn't get out to the last recipients of that information until June the 19th, 1865 in Galveston, Texas. And once that information got to Texas, then it was declared that every bonded type person or the person that was in bondage was free. And I always tell people, people associate Juneteenth with being an African American or minority holiday, but my thing to that is it's inclusive. It included everybody, because once the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it went out to the slave masters as well as the slaves, because if you look at it, everybody's life was turned upside down in that particular ordeal, because the slave masters no longer had people to work their property, and the slaves never, at the same time, didn't have any property to work. So they were all in it together. And somehow over the years, that divide has become larger and larger and larger again. So one of the reasons, I think the main reason that we celebrate Juneteenth is to try to bring that back together, to let everybody realize that when you talk about freedom, you're talking about the freedom that God gave you, not the freedom that man gave you, the freedom that God gave you. God gave you the ability to do whatever you wanted to do and be whoever you wanted to be. So, I know that don't cover it all, because I can't cover it all, because it's so big.
But that's a good start.
It is, and that's a really interesting thought too. The whole that everyone was in it together, and that everyone's lives were changed and were different, and a new way of thinking and a new way of life.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the upheaval it was then, and not just for a short period of time. It was years. That all this went on. So, all right. So the Juneteenth celebration this year is what day?
We're celebrating Juneteenth this year on June the 18th, which is next Saturday, actually, coming up. And we're doing it in downtown Statesville. See, people say, why did y'all move it from South Center Street? Why'd y'all do this? Why'd y'all do that? If you really understood what Juneteenth was about when we very first started almost 30 years ago, we were always headed downtown.
Yeah.
We had to start there.
Right.
But we were always headed downtown with this, because it's like we say, it's inclusive. We don't want to exclude anybody. And if you look at the dynamics of the city, you realize that certain people ain't going to go to certain areas of the city. And other people ain't going to go to the other area of the city. So we say, well, that's what downtown is about. We're supposed to come together. We're all Statesvillians, or I hope I'm saying that right.
Yes.
And we should be doing this thing together. So that's what it's all about. And I'll yield to somebody else.
That's actually our little tagline, in downtown, in Statesville, but where it all comes together. So you're exactly right. And it's the heart of our community. So we're very glad to have you guys here in the middle of downtown now. For
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, we're really excited about it too, just because, inclusivity is just really important. And I don't think that people understand this is not an African Americans holiday. This is something for everybody to come and take part in, because, we want to, like Seifullah said, we want to not repeat history and make it so that we, especially during these times, make it so that, we're bringing people together as opposed to the divide.
That's right.
Certainly.
So it was held in what everybody around here calls the Flats. I never have figured out why it's flat, because it's a hill. But anyway.
No, it's flat down there.
Okay,
where
it's
it
flat
was.
at the bottom. Okay, I got it. But there's all sorts of issues down there that thought resolved but not resolved with the hole in the ground and all this stuff like that. So actually being up here is a second great thing, is that it's beautiful, and there's lots more space, and it's well, it's just a good I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Homogeneous.
You know,
we hadn't used that word. Okay. Trying to think of an inclusive word that hadn't been used. So what happens at Juneteenth? What's going to be going on? He's looking at you now.
Oh gosh, well, we've got tons of stuff happening at Juneteenth, and it gets bigger and bigger, and that's our whole goal. But the great thing is we try to provide things for families, for every person that comes out. We try to provide things. The most important thing that's happening is the education piece. We'll have a lot of different opportunities where people will be learning about Juneteenth, and hopefully we'll have some surprise faces like mine's. When I first got here and heard about it, I'm like, why am I just hearing about this? So anyway, the education. No, why am I just hearing about this?
Oh, okay. I'm losing my mind.
So at any rate, aside from the education, we'll have entertainment. And so I'm really excited about our entertainment. We have two huge groups that are going to be coming out that perform in the Statesville area on a regular basis, one being the Kevin Jones Experience, and then yours truly, our band Inspire, which we're really excited about as well. For the entertainment segment, we're going to have lots of poets, we'll have dancers, and we've got a whole program that's just specifically designed for the whole day for you to have something to enjoy when you come down there. Because we realize that there are going to be people who are going to, come stop by, and then they'll probably leave, and then maybe even come back. So the great thing is, even if you're not going to stay down there the whole day, which is it's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., that there's something that's going to be happening the entire time. And then on top of that, we also have games for the kids. We've partnered with the Statesville Rec, so they're going to provide some games. We have bounce houses, 4 of them, y'all, so bring the kids out. And we've got some amazing vendors out. I did want to call out some of our vendors just because we're going to be having food vendors. We'll have craft vendors, informational vendors, and I think that, they all have something special to provide for the community.
You can name them if you want to.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're back to Seifullah.
I didn't know I was going to have to be the one to do this, but anyway.
But you do it so well.
We got a list of vendors that are supposed to be there, and they incorporate food and non-food items. And the first one is Masjid al-Mukmanoon, who is really my wife. And I got to do this shameless plug about this, because if I don't, I'll probably never do it.
I like it.
Trouble at home.
She's gonna have the world famous bean pie. So if you've never tasted bean pie, you need to come. I think she's gonna have samples, but I'm not sure. But I know you can get them, and you can also order them if that's what you want to do. The next one is the Freedom Church. And then we have Crazy Ice. I'm not gonna name the people. I had to do that for my wife because that's my wife. And then we have Candy Cloud Cotton Candy, North Carolina Finest Motorcycles.
Ooh.
Taste Stations by Tan, Tara Allison's Memorial, Men of Valor, Dessert for You, Mini Donuts, Spicing It Up, Miracle Tabernacle, Clean Heart of Statesville, Blonde Bomb Infusion, Bay Italian Ice, Ernest Morgan Post 217, Clark's Chapel Church, Philly King Express, Mina's Italian Water Ice, and Empower You. Those are the food vendors. But then we also have
that's a lot of food. You have to expand the area.
You had me at bean pie. I'm not sure I've ever actually heard of a bean pie, but I'm very interested. I was planning on coming anyway, but I'm coming to check that out.
Well, that's good, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to say that, because don't come to Juneteenth expecting the Pumpkin Fest.
Right.
Because you're not gonna get it. I mean, it's a whole different situation, and that's why we're on the radio today, because we want people to realize this ain't the usual celebration. This is not a party. This is actually a celebration. But anyway, let me go No, I'm gonna let Nickey do that.
Okay, I don't mind. So our other vendors, which include, your crafts and informational vendors, and we are so excited to have these folks. And you probably are really familiar with them if you've been in the area before. I'm sorry, if you've been in the area at any of the events, because we've had them multiple times. But we've got Paparazzi, Sertonia Burton Ministries, Morningside Reunion Association, Color Streets, Unity Alumni Association, Earth's Natural Healings, Statesville Human Relations, Success Institute Charter, P-Flag Statesville, Iredell Health System, Xavier's Barbershop, Be Kind Soap and Succulents, Spicing It Up, Bay's Italian Ice, Peggy's Handbags, Qual Comedy. All right, I'm interested. African American Caucus Iredell, Live Life Fresh, Clark Shirt and Tax Service, Melanology, Food Lion, Iredell County Health Department, First National Bank, NAACP, Iredell County Sheriff, Iredell Statesville Schools, Mitchell Community College, Iredell County Public Library, Gently Loved Clothing, Blue Harbor Bank, Statesville Police Department, Ryan Turner, Legacy Home Improvement, and See This Moss. So we're really excited about our vendors that are going to be there. Yeah, we got a ton of them.
Yeah.
Really? I mean,
Are you guys going to fit in that area?
Yes, absolutely.
Does the area go up to the old post office
So it's actually is it going up to meeting
street?
Okay.
Meeting street.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, all y'all gonna fit in there.
I was getting ready to say, I know how many we fit in there for Friday after 5, and I was like, a little big.
Right.
Well, let me say this too. We're very thankful for the United Methodist Church for allowing us to use their green spot for the bouncy houses and the recreation department's
Perfect
games for children and stuff like that. So the street is not going to be that crowded. Because, when you say that and then you think all these bouncy houses and stuff in the street, that's not going to be in the street.
Right.
They allowed us to use their playground as well as their property to put the bouncy house on. We're very, very thankful for them for doing that.
Yeah, they're good neighbors.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So a stage of entertainment, do we know the entertainment lineup yet? Or is
we do.
Who's going to be singing and doing things and all? Okay.
We do.
Then who is it?
Well, we don't mind who. We got a whole list right here.
Ooh, very nice.
I'm not sure that we fully want to go over all this list. We want you guys to, of course, come out, but we'll just mention a few of the names.
Certainly hit the highlights.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of you, we were actually just discussing Carrie Rader, who's going to be coming out. She is Miss Outstanding Teen, and she'll be singing the Black National Anthem. And then there's Josiah Russell, who just was singing on stage, and y'all forgive me because I don't know all these young folks that are just super famous, and I wish that I did, but he sang on stage with somebody super famous, and it just shot his ratings all the way up. But he's a very well-rounded young man, just a beautiful spirit. Josiah Russell's going to be singing the national anthem. We'll have the mayor there to do our proclamation, and we'll have poets like Natalie Ramos, Royal Warren. So if you know those names, of course, and you're in the area, Royal actually has been doing quite a few things in the area. He just came back up from Atlanta, and so he's been doing different fish fries and parties and things like that to help bring community together. So he's got a pretty good vision for that. We appreciate him. Let's see here. We already talked about the Kevin Jones Experience and, Inspire Band. We'll have the Juneteenth Choir. So I hear that the Juneteenth Choir is pretty cool. Seifullah, you would have more information on them than
I. If anybody knows Jimmy Roseborough, he's kind of like the choir director, and he's got a group of individuals that have been helping us out over the years, especially when we did the play. They would do some songs and stuff like that. So we invited them to, since we're just a one-day affair this year. Now, hopefully in the future, we'll go back to 3 days or whatever the case may be. But this year, we invited them to come and perform at the Juneteenth celebration.
Are you in the choir?
Oh, no.
That's what I want to say.
Oh, no.
You can sing tenor.
I can sing bass.
Wait, but you said you were a jack of all trades. That's not one of them.
I could do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
And of course, Inspire, featuring Nickey Mott.
Absolutely. Well, you know I got to put a plug in for Inspire.
Absolutely.
So we do have a new pianist that's joining us.
Oh.
And he just came to us like very recently, even though we'll have two pianists because we've had a lot of changes over the years. But I'm so excited about this guy because his energy is just off the chain. I think that everybody is really in for a treat when they hear us this coming Saturday. We are so excited.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's just I mean, I every time I would see it, I was like, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I think he worked some of that in there. So anyway,
let me say this too about the festivities. Primarily, like Friday after 5, the individuals should bring their own chairs to sit in.
That's good.
But the city is also providing us with 4 sets of bleachers.
Oh,
So we're going to have bleachers as well, but we still want to encourage people to bring their own seats because, you can get up and move around. And if you got your own chair, you'll be more comfortable sitting on a metal bleacher. But, that's primarily for the children and the people that don't bring their chairs.
right.
You can find a nice shady spot
Right.
with your own chair, which will be needed.
And I guess you go through all the usual stuff, no dogs or coolers and all that kind of stuff. Like
Pretty
that.
much. But especially when you got children around and they like to pet animals and stuff like that, and you might not want your child to be bitten because although they say they don't bite, until they got teeth.
It's like, what is the movie? Does your dog bite? It's not my dog. All right, so that's all coming up. What else is that we need to know? Anything? There's no admission. Everything's free. Come on in.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say everything's free.
Well, I mean, not food and stuff, but I mean,
Certainly.
to get in,
activities.
to be around the
Yes.
activities. Yeah,
And so the kids' activities, the bounce houses, and all that, they are for okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
See, we thought about that, and and the jury is still out on what we should do about that next year. So I don't want people to think that this may be a every year event. The main thing, if we can get sponsors for those things. See, this is something that has to be paid for this year out of the budget. And hopefully next year, if we can get those type of sponsors that would sponsor the children bouncy houses, the bands, and different things like that, if we can go a whole lot further.
That's right. Very cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, that date is
June the 18th.
this coming Saturday.
Saturday.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Please tell me we have a moment to call out our sponsors, which are like
Of course.
Oh,
yes,
well,
you
yeah.
do. Definitely. Please.
great. So I'll go ahead and handle that. So we've got, and we're excited about our sponsors this year, of course, because Juneteenth was made a federal holiday last year. So the ones who are sponsoring us, we are so very grateful for that. Randy Marion, we have First National Bank, Blue Harbor Bank, Mitchell Community College, Iredell Health Systems, Iredell Statesville Schools, Broad Street United Methodist. We have the NAACP, Button Leaby's Incorporated, Great Western Motorcycles. We got Dash Courier and Logistics, Opus Financial Advisors, and then our special partnerships have been with Downtown Statesville and the City of Statesville. So we are very grateful for that. And I think I am missing Byers.
Byers and Son.
I am. Byers and
Sam.
Son.
Yeah. I was looking over the list as well here on the page. So I think you got it all.
And nope, JB's Hot Dogs.
Oh, JB's world famous footlong hot dogs. Highway 64 East at Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, we are so glad to have been able to partner with you guys on this year and
Absolutely.
to have you here in downtown on Saturday. Really quickly, do we have just another minute, Billy?
Absolutely.
Okay, wanted to mention we also have a few upcoming things. Hops and Harmony on October 1st. Pumpkin Fest November 5th. We are already accepting vendors. Go to statesvillepumpkinfest.com. We are looking for sponsors. So you can reach out through the website if you are interested in being a sponsor for that event. Once again, if you have any questions about things going on in downtown, you can visit downtownstatesville.com. You can give us a call at 704-878-3436. Or you can always email us, specifically Liz, who I'm filling in for today, Liz at downtownstatesvillenc.org, if you have any questions about any of the wonderful things we've mentioned that are going on today.
Sounds cool. And what's the Juneteenth website?
It is www.juneteenthstatesville.com.
Easy.
Very
and
easy.
Your personal home phone number?
The look says it all. I love it.
I like that.
I wonder where that come from.
All right, thank you.
Really required.
Do you want to plug the wife again one more time with her bean pie and all that?
Oh, you doing a good job.
Okay, just
See?
want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
See, I can't get accused of everything because
That's right.
Got it covered.
All right.
Really
Thank you, ladies, and Mr. and El-Amin. I'm going to leave the first part. That's all right. All right. It is 10:30.
Yeah, it's Coach Ice-T. Who's ready to spin? We're starting with a big hill. Let's ride.
Why is Ice-T leading our spin class?
Oh, it's probably the Honey Nut Cheerios. He found out they can help lower cholesterol. Now he's having fun taking care of his heart in all sorts of new ways.
That's right, Buzz. Now, spinners, really pour your heart into it and pick it up.
Learn more by picking up a box of Cheerios and check out our Pour Your Heart Into It audio workouts with Ice-T and Buzz to get your heart pumping.
Technology lets you access a personal trainer from home, like on this exercise mirror.
Less talking, more squatting.
But to keep your hybrid workforce in shape, you need more than technology.
And kick. And jump.
You need PCs powered by Intel vPro, custom configured by CDW. Hardware-based security and remote management make it easy to protect and monitor PCs from anywhere.
Wait, don't turn me off.
Intel vPro makes secure remote management possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel client.
With more than 20,000 students, Iredell Statesville schools rank among the 20 largest school districts in North Carolina. Our teachers represent a wealth of knowledge, with the average teacher in our district having 15 years of teaching experience. Iredell Statesville Schools' innovative approach blends a one-to-one technology initiative with collaborative best practices and a hands-on approach to learning. In addition to traditional school settings, the district provides a wide range of exciting educational opportunities through our choice programs, specifically designed for unique student needs. No matter your age, your background, or your personal goals, there's a place for you in the Iredell Statesville schools.
Hey, we've caught up with Ryan Scott at the Ford store. What's going on, Ryan?
It is summertime, Billy Buck, and summertime means convertible time. And we have got the Ford Mustang convertible right here at the